Oh, holy shit, this record is bad. Hey, review family, keep it tight. My name is Jay Morris, the review guy, reviewing music for the love of music, and I'm back again to bring you another video. And in this one, I'm going to be covering the new record from The Browning entitled End of Existence. This is going to be a bit of a different review, because I think it can be very clear-cut, and my opinion has not changed about this record every time that I go to listen. Sometimes there are records that really do sell the case for why a specific genre should just be thrown under the ground, like dug a really big hole and just chucked there so violently and then buried with dirt by themselves. They have to do it themselves, like with their own shovel, and just never let it come up for air again until it's smothered and gone from existence. And holy shit, this Browning record is exactly that for the genre that I have really frequented in the past, I should say. Electronicore. Oh, Electronicore. How do you even remotely begin to describe this genre? So, Electronicore is like a micro-genre that came about back in the MySpace era of metalcore and really was popularized by bands like The Browning and other bands like Icy Stars, some of Asking Alexandria's early work, that incorporated metalcore and deathcore and merged it with either EDM music, dubstep music, or just in general synthesizers and electronic music. On paper, this music can be very cringy, but I still hold a lot of it very dear to me, and Icy Stars is a band that I still appreciate a good bit. Sumerian Records was a big proponent of it when they started to produce all of these bands that were incorporating electronics in metalcore music to appease all of the deathcore kids that wanted something that sounded aggressive but still wanted that electronic dance music infused into it so they can, like, part their, emo fringe over their eye and post, like, cringy selfies to MySpace, or to just have cool background music for like their fucking Halo montage kill streak that isn't even that impressive. But enough of that. We have a record to talk about. This Browning record is kind of even bad by their own standards, because I'm very familiar with this project. I used to frequent a lot of Browning's discography, and in general they weren't really offensive. They were one of the more popular electronicore bands for a reason, because tastefully they generally had a pretty good way of merging electronics with deathcore and metalcore, and on paper this record isn't even that offensive. It's just how tacky the electronics feel. It feels very phoned in and overall conceptually extremely lazy by their own standards, and there's just something so ear-grating about the production. It sounds like they're trying to desaturate music from like the berserker down to the bare minimum level so a kindergartner wouldn't get scared of it. It's not really biting, it's not fierce, it's not primal, it has nothing about the electronics that complement anything. They feel so digitalized and so clunky and do nothing to accompany anything that's really happening on this record, and production-wise, it's just piercing to the ears and completely unflattering the way the vocals are lathered in these layers and layers and layers of this slurpy electronic effect to make it so robotic. And to go back to that tacky comment, it's so just weirdly put together and weirdly assembled that each piece on its own wouldn't necessarily be that bad, but even the percussive work and even the riff work is buried beneath this subterranean level of just digitalized electronics, and it's like someone didn't really know how to take all of these elements and put them together and merge electronics into it. It really doesn't make sense. And on tracks like Destroyer and tracks like specifically Cataclysm make me roll my eyes, because you get these electronic breakdowns and they're trying to be so damn cool, and it's like a Blade Runner OST, and it's like, what are you exactly trying to accomplish? Because you're not being cool, you're not being epic, you're not making this like cool breakdown where it's like chill and you're like surfing through the fucking retrograde down a grid. You're not really making anything of substance. It's just like you're putting together all of these arbitrary like marks that you're supposed to hit, and you're just missing the fucking bullseye every single time. way. And on the track Fearless, you get this like hard beat breakdown at the end. It's like dun 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 dun. Like, where are the Ziz fans? Where are they? They're gonna pump iron to this. Like, you can imagine bros in the gym just benching so much iron to this. Oh my god, who thought this was a good idea? Who gave this the green light? Like, if you put all of this on its own, it's fine, but you just assemble it all together in the dumbest and corniest way. So you're met with these like glitched out synths and these like odd arpeggios of like synth layerings over the course of like these guttural growls that are just slathered, and all of this like gross reverb and electronics that are grossly layered together just to not make a very flattering listen. The mixing on the layering and like the harmonies when it comes to the unclean vocals are just so sloppily edited to where they're either not EQ'd enough or they are so EQ'd and compressed to all hell that they are just this garbage can dumpster fire wrapped in barbed wire sitting atop the mix, consuming everything and slurping it all together like some like monstrous amalgamation, like this chili with so much meat just pouring out. It's like a meatball with so much marinara on it. It's so cyclical, and somehow it's idiosyncratic, even though it's supposed to be appealing and it's supposed to provide the most amount of like, I guess, accessibility to people that want electronics and metal and deathcore. But this is the worst Browning record that I have ever heard in my life. It is so dumb. It's just so dry, and something that sounds like it's supposed to be so well produced and sanitized and big budgeted. How did it come out the other side sounding so homogenous and like some like crappy 90s synth band, but if you just put like some deathcore growls on it and some breakdowns? And it doesn't even scratch like the nostalgic itch. As someone who listens to this type of music and has in the past, it definitely reeks of the old school, yes, but there's also something that's just weirdly in the now, and for a band like the Browning that really helped bring up Electronicore, it's sad that they can't even scratch their own itch that they created. Yeah, I'm gonna be giving this album a 1 out of 10. And that is a wrap. Have you heard this new Browning record, End of Existence? If you have, let me know in the comment section below what you thought about it. Maybe you liked it. Give this video a like. Subscribe if you want to join the review family. That's cool. Let me know what your thoughts are of this record. This is Jay Morris, the review guy, and I'm signing off saying farewell.